Hey everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of Joy with Intention, the podcast. We've got a few life updates to do because, as it is plainly obvious, I have not been on the podcast since January 2025, and it is currently the 30th of August 2025. So I have been away for a while, but let's get into why I've been away, any life updates that have happened since I've been away, and what today's episode will be all about, because I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Like, I haven't been on this pod in so long and I really missed it actually, so I'm just really glad to be back. So hello, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Joy, so lovely to meet you. This is basically my little side of the internet that I created in January 2024, where I just basically come here each Sunday and yap to you guys about my journey to living a more joyful life with intention as well. And yeah, I started the podcast when I was 16 and I have just turned 18 in July. So as you can see from this title, this episode is going to be 18 things that I have learned by 18, which is, I think, is going to be really fun, really cute. I'm going to try and make it really snappy, really short. We're just going to go. And so I've been away for a while because obviously I was an A-level student and A-levels were hard. They were really hard, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really hear people when they, like, A-level students would be saying, yeah, A-levels are hard, guys, and I'd be like, yeah, maybe you guys just over-exaggerating a bit. Maybe I'll be fine, maybe we'll be okay, maybe it's one of those things like everyone's gotten through it, so maybe I'll get through it too. No, they weren't lying. They were not lying. There was not a single lie told. Those A-levels put me through the absolute gutter. And yeah, I suffered. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have to take a fat break from the podcast because I really wanted to be here, but I just didn't have the mental capacity to sit there planning episodes, recording episodes, editing. It was just, the thought of it was just making my brain go haywire a bit. And then I also kind of abandoned the social media, which I do apologize for because I never liked doing that. I'm trying to improve on my consistency. I'm going to try and improve my consistency on the podcast and on the social media, because if I do disappear from the social media, that's simply because I take a lot of social media breaks. 1 minute I'll be on social media, the next minute I'll be gone and no one will ever know. You'll just notice when Joy's been quiet for a while. She's probably not on social media anymore, but yeah, so but I'm back on there for now. I deleted Snapchat time ago. Snapchat is out of my life. I don't know if I'll ever want it back in my life. I just don't like it. Instagram, we've got a bit of an interesting relationship. Will she be here? Will she not? We'll see. But as for right now, she's in my life. TikTok, that's a difficult one too, but for now TikTok is very much in my life, only for the podcast account. So yeah, all of like the videos I post for the podcast account will be on there. Any little snippets, any extra things that I add that I don't put on the podcast, but like any extra snippets that I want to say, just go check the TikTok. They will all be there for you to check out. And yeah, the Instagram, as always, my DMs are always open. You know, even if I've not got Instagram on my phone, I probably have it on my laptop somewhere. So I'm always just checking the account, because I always say, like, my DMs are always open. If you guys ever need someone to talk to or just need to throw me a text, just do it. I love talking to you guys. I love yapping with you guys. I'm a yapper at heart, professional yapper, certified yapper. Any chance I can get to yap, I will do it. Hence why else do you think I have a whole podcast? My friends were literally like, girl, you need to make one. I was like, you know what? Why not? Yes, I turned 18. By the way, if you're watching the video and you see me looking to the side a lot, do not mind me. It's just literally my laptop is here with all of my notes, just so I don't start rambling and making this episode about 50 centuries long. So yeah, we're just basically, I think some of them, if they if they're pretty self-explanatory, I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. And if maybe I've not thought much about them for this episode, but I still have something to say, it will all go in the TikTok. Everything you need to see will be on the TikTok. Go follow the TikTok. I am always there yapping on there. So yeah, I'm developing a really cute community on there as well, which I really love. So definitely check that out. So welcome to this episode. I feel like I've said that so many times, but yeah, I turned 18 and I think there's a lot of things that I've learned since I've turned 18, and there's a lot of things I've learned over the time of going from age 0 to 18 that I basically wanted to do a compilation episode of things I've learned. Now, I've learned a lot of things, so obviously I can't put everything all in one episode, but what I can do is I can give you the ones that came to my mind, and I will basically be saying those today, and then the rest of the ones that I can't remember right now, or maybe that I just couldn't fit into this episode, I'll make them either into their own episodes or slide them into other episodes or post them on the social media. So enough of me, see, I told you I'm a yapper, enough of me rambling and enough of me yapping, and let's actually get into the episode. So the first lesson that I learned is your worth isn't in productivity. This really applies, especially if maybe you're a student or you're a busy person. I know we've got some mamas up in here, you know, we've got some people who work a lot, we've got some people who are in school, some people in school and juggling work at the same time. Just overall, productivity is different for everybody, and that's okay. Your worth is not in your productivity. Like, so there's some days where I've been like, okay, I've not been as productive as I wanted to be today. Maybe there was another day where I was productive and today I've not been so productive. Or maybe I've been like, but look at them, they've done so much today. Or like, sometimes I'd be talking with my friends, they'd be like, yeah, I feel so productive, I've done this, I've done this, and I've done this. And maybe they're talking about like how many weeks they've done this for and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I start now thinking of like one time I failed, and then I start thinking about all the other times I failed, and then I start taking myself down a whole spiral of all the times where I've not been as productive as I've wanted to be. Then I start ending up in a whole spiral. Then I subconsciously, without realizing it, start to link my worth to my productivity and how much work I can do, how many things I can get done, you know. Even never mind productivity, even what stage in my life I'm at. If I see other people are at a certain stage and we're the same age, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really behind, and then I start tying my worth to that. That's a lie. That's never meant to be what we're doing. In fact, I think when you look at other people, they should be inspiring you instead of threatening you. Instead, I had to shift my mindset to realize that, you know what, if someone else is doing better than me, or they're at a point that I want to be at, that's not threatening. I should in fact be clapping for them. I should be rooting for them, and I should be inspired by them, because I feel like in like today, especially with social media and being able to see what everyone is doing 24/7 and seeing different parts of everybody's lives that we don't really need to be seeing all of the time, it's so easy to start now getting sucked into comparison, tying your worth to things that your worth was never meant to be tied to. And then you eventually even start to lose yourself and your own purpose. But your purpose and your worth is not tied to the people, okay? They are not part of your purpose. You came to this life alone and you came with a God-given purpose, and he did not give that purpose and tie it to, I don't know, Sally from down the street or James from school. I don't know. Whoever it could be in your life, whoever it could apply to. Your purpose is yours for a reason, and your worth is unshakable. For me, I had to go and find my worth and my identity in Christ, so that then I wouldn't allow all of these things to start swaying me all over the place. Because these things, at the end of the day, everything that we say, everything that we have, it's fleeting. Unless you're secure and you're rooted in your identity, you will never be truly secure. Because if your identity is not based in Christ and is not founded in Christ, then you will just be swaying all over the place, and that's never a place that you want to be in. So that's lesson number 1 that I learned. Your worth isn't in productivity. Number 2, God's timing over my timing. This is something that I've actually learned quite recently. God's timing is always better, and his timing is always there for a reason, and his timing is always best. And yeah, it sucks, yeah, it hurts, but at the end of the day, he knows what's best for you even when you don't, and he has allowed everything to happen for a reason. And sometimes even we actually sometimes step out of alignment with his will for us, but every single time we need to remember that, you know what, it's his timing above ours, because we think we've got a whole plan, we've got a whole thing figured out, but at the end of the day, he's the one who's got it all written out. He knows what's going to better you. He knows what's good for you and what's not good for you. He knows that you have wants, but he knows what you need, and he will give you what you need at the time that he wills for you to have it. So I learned that God's timing is always over my timing. So I really had to work on my trust. I realized that I struggle to trust God a lot, but trust is what really helps you really lean into the fact that God's timing is really over your timing. Even if you're struggling right now, I have struggled a lot, and I just had to learn it. I had to teach myself that, you know what, his timing is always going to be better than mine, no matter how much I try. So I might as well just trust in him and give it to him and submit it. Like, it's like I can't give it to him and then be like, okay, God, you have this. 5 minutes later, I've already taken it, and he's like, you didn't even give me time to work with it. Like, do you want me to work or not? Like, what do you want me to do here? What's my assignment here? But yeah, that's the second lesson I've learned. God's timing over my timing. Lesson number 3 is real friendships don't need constant proving. I've just recently posted a TikTok about this, which I think you guys should go and watch, because it will help me explain this point a lot more. If you're in a true friendship, you won't need to constantly be proving yourself that you're enough. That there's so many times actually that I've been in friendships and I've been like, okay, I need to constantly prove to them. I feel like they're gonna leave me. I feel like they're gonna abandon me. I feel like they're gonna neglect me because maybe I'm not enough for them. Maybe I'm not up to their standards. Maybe I'm not perfect enough. Maybe I am not fitting into their mold enough. It's always about them. And especially if you're someone who gives and gives and gives a lot, and you give so much and you forget to pour into yourself, if you're not careful in those friendships where you are having to shrink yourself and you are having to eliminate parts of yourself that are key parts of your identity just to fit into this box that other people want you to fit in, you will lose yourself, and that is the most dangerous place to ever be in. And please, I ask you, do not allow yourself to get to that place. I would personally rather be alone and have a tiny circle and literally just be me and God than sit with a group of people who do not appreciate me, who do not value me, who constantly make me have to prove myself, just for them to realize that, yeah, she deserves to be here, she deserves to sit with us, she should be respected in this space, she should be appreciated. You and yourself, you being your authentic self, should be enough for people to want you and to accept you, and for people to realize that, you know what, they're actually a flipping incredible person. I want them around me. The right people. And the thing is, the right people, sometimes you have to remove yourself from certain spaces in order to find the correct people. There were certain spaces that I was in, and I wasn't finding the right people. There were certain friendships that I had to let go of for me to end up finding the right friendships. Does that make sense? So yeah, the real friendships do not need constant proving. And I want you to reflect on the relationships and the friendships that you have in your life right now. Do you feel that you're secure? Do you feel seen and appreciated and understood and respected for who you are authentically? Or do you feel that you have to keep proving yourself or changing yourself or altering yourself just to be able to feel like, oh yeah, I feel part of something. I feel accepted and wanted here. Like, what is it? That's what we need to reflect on. And then the next one is healing isn't linear. This is a very big lesson that I had to learn, and I've been learning this over time, and I am still learning it. Healing is a journey, and like all journeys, they can have their ups and downs, they can have their setbacks and things that can push you a bit more forward. They will have their jump scares, you'll have things that have come out of nowhere, and you have to take a pause, you have to take a break, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that come in. You will have times where you will have to stop and you'll have to break, and you'll have things where maybe you felt like you've taken 10 steps forward and 15 back. That is okay. Healing is not linear, and we are not perfect people, so healing is never going to be linear. And especially imagine if you've been through something for about, I don't know, 10 years. You think you're going to be able to just heal that all in a few weeks? No, you need to work through it. Healing is going to take its time, but it's a beautiful journey, and I think if we start embracing healing a lot more, in contrast to actually beating ourselves up for it and always looking to, oh yeah, I want to be on that side already, what about the lessons that you need to learn right now? What about the things that you need to go through right now that are actually going to prepare you to be the person that you will be when you are healed? Because there will be blessings on the other side, don't get me wrong. You should absolutely get excited and get ready for that part where the light, you've finally gotten to where the light is at the end of the tunnel, and you've healed and you've reached that point and you're happy and you're glowing. But you can still be that even whilst you're still healing. There will be things that you need to learn now, and there'll be experiences that you need to go through now, and there'll be pruning that you need to go through now. And it's time we all actually started embracing those processes instead of hindering them ourselves. So yeah, that's that lesson. Healing isn't linear, and it is okay if you take 10 steps forward and you feel like you've taken 15 back. That's okay. Don't do what I did and start beating yourself up for it and being like, what's the point? Forget it. Like, I've already gone this far back, I might as well just forget about it and just go back. Don't do that to yourself, because you're human at the end of the day, and if you were perfect, we would not be human. And if we got everything right all the time, we would not be human and we would not be perfect. So it's fine if it's not linear. It's totally fine. You just need to give yourself grace. Give yourself the same grace that you would give to other people, okay? The same way you talk to your friends and console them and reassure them that everything will be okay. You need to do the same to yourself. You need to start treating yourself like someone that you love and that you adore, because you deserve to be. You simply deserve to be. And you know why? Because you're a child of God. You're a child of God, point blank, period. Like, that's all. He loves you so much. He's literally giving you unconditional love. If you don't see why you deserve so much grace, and you deserve so much love and patience and mercy, literally look at what Jesus did for you on the cross. You deserve it. It's just about time that you started giving it to yourself. The next lesson that I've learned is protect your peace like it's designer. You need to protect your peace. I'm telling you. When I started protecting my peace, because this thing is not just mental or emotional, it's also physical. Because I remember when I wasn't protecting my peace, I was just allowing anyone into my space. I was allowing anything into my space. And then guess what? It was now starting to affect my stress levels. I was starting to get really inflamed. My skin was looking terrible. My skin was feeling terrible. I was always feeling tired and drained and drowsy. I was always feeling so puffy and inflamed. My cortisol levels were just crazy. It was not cute at all. Protecting your peace is what you always need to do. It's even in things like, so like there'll be people who will try to provoke you to anger, or try and just anger you, or just annoy you and get under your skin. I'm like, that's none of my business though, because You never know why someone is trying to provoke you in some certain way. Some people are going through their own things and they need something or someone to take this out on, and they'll see you're an easy target. They'll be like, okay, they'll try and provoke you. Me personally, I'm at this point where I just simply don't get I just don't be caring anymore. Like, like there's been multiple times that people have like tried to come and I can sense they're trying to really get under my skin, but I'll just ask them, be like, are you okay? Like, can I pray with you? Like, because a lot of people are going through things, and a lot of people are going through things alone, and not people, because of the way social media has really kind of isolated a lot of us, and we've forgotten how to socialize, and we've forgotten to socialize. A lot of people are going through things, and they just need someone to talk to about it, and they don't have a way to actually healthily process the emotions that they're experiencing. So I always say it's okay to keep your circle small. It's okay if you have only 2 or 3 people in your close circle. I'm that type of person. You will see me having so many friends. I have lots of friends. I just love people. I just love talking to people. I just love connecting with people. I just love making people laugh and have a good time and have a good day. But at the end of the day, I also know that I can have a tiny circle at the same time, and that's okay. I have a tiny circle, and that is okay. So please protect your peace, because your peace is so vital to all aspects of your well-being, your emotional, your mental, and your physical. And once you start to allow your peace to be disrupted, you will start to see yourself change and be affected in ways that you do not want to see yourself be changed. And when I started to allow my peace to be disturbed by anybody and anything, I realized that I was actually starting to become someone that I did not recognize. And I do not want that for any of you guys. So please protect your peace like it's designer. Imagine your piece is like, you've just got this really expensive new bag. For the girls, imagine you just got yourself this really nice cute bag, and it's pricey, and it's like you can get insurance and these things. No, like, you need to look after that thing. You need to take care of it like it's your baby. Be careful where you put it. Be careful you allow it. Don't let it out of your sight. Don't just allow anybody all up in there. Protect it like it's designer. And design is high value, and your piece is high value, and you are high value. So you need to start treating yourself like it. And the next one is prioritize and pour into yourself the same way you would into friendships. I already touched on this in the other one, but you need to start giving yourself the grace and the love and the respect that you would give to your other friends, and think of yourself like your inner child. What would you say to your inner child in some certain situations? That's how you need to be treating yourself. Prioritize yourself, because you are the only person that you are going to be with from the day that you're born until the day that you die. How are you nurturing and developing and respecting the relationship that you have with yourself? Because apart from your relationship with God, it is going to be one of the most important and key relationships that you have in your life. Because also, I truly believe that the relationship you have with yourself is how your relationship with others is going to be. Like, even I've heard this quote, like, if you want to see how much a girl loves and values herself, look at the guy who's by her side. Do I need to explain myself any further? Please prioritize and pour into yourself the same way that you would into friendships, and treat yourself like someone that you love. Imagine if one of your friends came crying to you, and they came to you with a dilemma, and they were heartbroken, they just needed support. How would you talk to them? How would you treat them? How would you nurture them? How would you care for them? You tell them the truth. You tell them the honest truth. You tell them not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. But then you'd also be there with them, guiding them and nurturing them, and being compassionate with them and guiding them at the same time. Also, I want to add an extra lesson. Do not just surround yourself with people who are yes people. People who will never tell you the truth and will see you literally going down a path that you are not supposed to be going down. And they won't actually tell you the truth. They won't actually come and tell you properly the truth. Like, hey, I love you, but because I love you and because I respect you and because I want to see you succeed and I want to see you do well so bad, this path you're going down, it's not cutting it. It's not going to work. Because I love you, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. If you have people that cannot correct you at the same time, then that's not it. Like, I've often, every time when my friends, they need some advice, I'd be like, do you want me to tell you what you need to hear, what you want to hear? Oftentimes you need to be telling people what they need to hear, because yeah, they might not like you at first for it. Maybe they'll be angry about it for a bit. Maybe they'll not be happy with you for it. But when they start to see the fruit of what you actually told them that they needed to hear, they will actually appreciate that so much. And that's when you can also realize the people who are truly for you and the people that aren't. And also, I always say, do not take criticism from people that you wouldn't take advice from, because that's also how you know who's for you and who isn't for you. The next one that I have is being sensitive is a strength. For all of my sensitive girlies, come over here. For all of my people who feel a lot, for all of my people who are deep thinkers, deep feelers, we're sensitive, this is a safe space for you, because I feel a lot too. And oftentimes I thought, you know what, it's a weakness. Like, lots of people don't like this, that I can feel a lot and that I feel deeply and that I can be sensitive. It is not a weakness, it is in fact a strength, because people who are sensitive are often very intuitive as well and can sense what other people are feeling and what they need in that certain moment. People who are sensitive, they end up being very nurturing actually, and they'll be the most nurturing people that you've ever met. And yes, sometimes maybe you'll be feeling like it's not working in your favor, but sometimes being sensitive, I've personally found, for me, it's actually helped me with discernment, because I've been like, wait, why am I feeling this certain type of way? It's because that's giving me warning signals that maybe this person is not meant to be for me anymore in my life. Maybe this friendship is not cutting it anymore. Maybe this environment is not for me anymore. The way they spoke to me, I didn't appreciate that, so maybe this space is not for me anymore. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay. And that leads me on to the next lesson that I have as well. Not everyone needs access to you. Not everyone needs access to you. You can still be a social butterfly. You can still be really nice and sociable and kind, but you don't need to be giving yourself to everybody, because you are precious and you can keep private what you want to keep private. And there's also a difference between keeping things private and keeping things secret. I always keep things private, and not everyone needs 100% access to you, because it's like I said, you need to protect your peace and you need to make sure that you're looking after yourself, and you don't need to be giving all of you or away all at once, because there will be people in your life that are not for you all the time, and discernment will help you realize who those people that are for you are and who those people that aren't for you are as well. But you do not need everybody having access to you, because again, that can be a really easy path to starting to lose yourself when you start, because imagine you're trying to give access of yourself to every single person. Now sometimes my people pleasers, now you're trying to please everyone and trying to be perfect for everyone and be liked by everyone. Not everyone will like you, and that is okay, because you don't even like everyone yourself. Okay, everyone can admit it. There are people that we do not like, or that we just do not vibe with or do not mesh with. That's okay. You will be the same for some people, and that's okay, because we're all different people and we're all different for a reason. So if we were all the same and we were all somehow managing, it just wouldn't be normal. I can still love you from a distance, I can still respect you, but doesn't mean that we have to be giving ourselves to every single person. The next one is, you don't have to have life figured out at 18 or 28 or 38. You don't always have to have life figured out. I don't really know what I need to say about that. You don't need to have life figured out. I think especially like it links to comparison as well, like maybe seeing like where other people are your age, or maybe where society says you should be at a certain age, or where you thought you'd be. You had expectations, you had dreams and hopes, and you thought you'd be at a certain part in your life at this stage. Now you're here and you're feeling like you've not got everything together, you've not got everything sorted, and now you're basically starting to beat yourself up and you're feeling like a failure. It's okay if you don't have everything figured out. I think it's also important to also look at how far we already have come and what we already do have. Look back at your life from a year, like look a year back, look 2 years back, look 3 years back. There'll be so many times that we are living in answered prayers and we just do not realize it. There's so many answered prayers that you could be living in right now that maybe you once prayed through tears a couple of years ago, that maybe you just prayed, or maybe that you just wished, and God's come through and he's answered that, but you've forgotten. But your life is literally a blessing that you're living in right now. Every single day is a blessing that you're living in, and it is okay if you don't have it figured out. Like I say, I know it's like, we don't have time, that kind of thing, but I truly believe as long as you're still alive, you still have time. And as long as there's always a new minute, a new hour, a new day, a new month, a new week, there is always time to start again, and it is okay to start over and over and over again. That's actually one of my other lessons, so we're just going to skip over that when we get there. It's okay if you don't have life figured out. Like, if everyone had life figured out completely, I think you'd be perfect, and obviously we're not perfect because we're humans. That's okay. That is totally okay. And the next lesson I have as well is saying no is a form of self-love. Saying no is a form of self-love. Boundaries are there to help you, not to hinder you. So respect them. I don't think I need to say anything more on that. Like, saying no, sometimes your no is so much more powerful than your yes. I know, especially for people pleasers, you love to say yes to everyone. You don't want to say no to anyone. You want to be there for everybody all at once. You want to be, especially if you have a big heart and you just love people and you love taking care of people and you're so nurturing. I get it. I totally get it. But sometimes you have to realize that you need to pour into yourself the same way that you pour into other people. This is literally, guys, these points are all interweaving with one another. This is crazy. I didn't even expect this. But I know that you'll want to be there for everybody, and I know that you'll want to help everybody, but sometimes that is not practical, and for your own well-being and for your own sanity as well. You all need to tell people, no, I love you, but no, I respect you, but no, I want to, but no, I can't. And sometimes you'll need to also set boundaries as well. And boundaries, they're a form of self-care, because they can also protect relationships and friendships as well. When there's no boundaries, now you're starting to feel like you're not being seen, you're not being cared for, your needs are being neglected, your needs are not being taken care of. There's just all these underlying problems that can start to come to fruition, and they can start to build. And then now the friendship breaks down, the relationship breaks down. And you could have literally saved it by making sure that you had firm boundaries and you actually stood on them, because I think people who are not for you will not respect those boundaries. But people who truly are for you, because they respect you and they respect who you are and they value you and they want you in their life and they want you in their space, they will hear those boundaries and they'll respect them. Be like, okay, even if I don't understand them, I will still respect them, because at the end of the day, I respect you as a person and I care about you as a person. So I also want to make sure that as much as I care about our friendship, our relationship, and I care about you and I love having you in my life, I want to make sure that you're okay and that you're feeling cared for and seen and valued and respected at the same time. So yeah, saying no is a form of self-care, it's a form of self-love, and boundaries are there to help you, not hinder you, so respect them. The next one is social media is a highlight reel, not the whole movie. I don't need to say much about this. People will literally, we can post anything you want on social media. You will see anything that you will see on social media. That is never the full story, I promise you. And it is okay if, your life is not looking how other people's lives are looking on social media. That is okay. That is totally okay, because social media is not the real thing. Unless you're with those people 24/7, you don't know what's really going on. So the only person that you should be comparing yourself to is you and past versions of you. If you start comparing yourself to other people when it's their life for a reason and they've got their own complete own calling and their own purpose to be serving, and you're sitting here comparing yourself to them because you're only literally seeing a little snippet of their lives, you're harming yourself, babe. You're literally harming yourself and you're hurting yourself. And that's not the type of energy we should be having in 2025, and that's not the energy we should be carrying into 2026. So yeah, social media is a highlight reel, not the whole movie. So do not base your life off social media. Even if you need to take a break from social media, allow yourself to. Because I think it's when you actually start to get off social media, stop scrolling, get outside, talk to real people, meet new people, meet real people, connect with people, go out for coffees with people, go for walks with people, have proper real life chat with people, spend real time and actual proper time with people, different people as well. You will start to realize, oh my gosh, I've allowed myself to be lied to by social media. Social media is good in moderation. It's like sugar, which is good in moderation. But when you start overindulging in it and allowing it to be your main source of, you wake up in the morning, first thing you do, open your phone, social media. Now you start comparing yourself immediately. That's unhealthy and that's not what we should be doing. So yeah, social media is a highlight reel, not the whole movie. So allow it to inspire you and encourage you, but do not allow it to determine your worth or determine your value or determine who you are as a person, because social media, it's literally through a screen, okay? If you're allowing what you can see on a screen to determine who you are as a person, your value and your worth, babe, I think you really need to go and discover your actual worth and your value, and you need to go find your identity in Christ, because if you go and find it anywhere else, you will not find it, I promise you. But if you find it in Christ, because Christ is a firm foundation, you need to go and find it in Him, and you will not be shaken. The next one that I have is forgiveness is healing, not a setback. So you don't have to reconnect with other people just because you forgave. I think this is such a I think this is such a touchy subject for so many people, because people often tend to think that just because you've forgiven someone, it means that now you have to allow them into your life. You're going like 10 steps backwards. No, forgiveness is part of the healing process. Forgiveness is saying, you know what, I've acknowledged what you've done. I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm letting go of that pain. I'm letting go of the grudge. I'm letting go of the anger. I don't want to feel that anymore. That was the past, and I'm going to let the past be the past, because I want to move on, and I didn't deserve what happened to me. I did not deserve what you did to me, so I'm going to forgive you because I want to move on. You deserve to heal from that pain. You deserve to heal from what happened to you, because you did not deserve that, and you know it. Once you know your worth and you know your value, you know that you did not deserve that to happen to you. So you are going to choose to heal from it. You can either choose to sit there and busy mope around all day about it, or you can be like, you know what, this has happened to me, but okay, I'm going to take initiative and I'm going to heal from this, and I'm going to work through this, and I'm going to allow myself to move through this. Not just move around it. No, sometimes you've got to allow yourself to go through it. Going through it is the only way to actually be able to get over it and work through it and heal from it, and that is okay. I think the healing journey is a beautiful journey. A lot of people run away from it, but I think it's a beautiful journey that we all need to appreciate and just embrace a lot more. So yes, forgiveness is healing. It's a start of the healing journey. It's start of a healing process. It's not a setback. So please allow yourself to forgive. And you forgiving is not saying to that person that is okay what you did. No, it's not. It's okay to forgive and allow yourself to move on and heal. The next one that I have is comparison is a thief of joy and confidence. Yeah, that's all I need to say for that. And it's okay to start over and over again. And rest is not laziness. That links a lot to point one. Rest is not laziness. We are humans and we need time to rest, especially for the girlies. We are operating on a 4-period cycle every single month. There are times that you need to rest, and there are times you need to slow down. Maybe just work a little bit slower than you have before. That is okay. Rest is productive, because sometimes if you keep going and you don't listen to the signals that your body is giving you, you will burn out. And when you burn out, sometimes you will not even be able to work and do stuff that you wanted to for months, when if you listen to your body, you could have literally rested for a day or two and you would have been fine, and you'd have been able to pick yourself back up again. So rest is not laziness, and understand that, and rest is productive. Okay, third to last, investing in faith early changes everything. I think I'll do another little. I'll dive into that at some point later, maybe in another episode. But yeah, investing in faith early changes everything. we're humans and we need God. And I had to realize that. And once I started to realize that I needed God, my life started to change so much for the better. Invest in faith, invest in your relationship with the Lord, invest in your spiritual well-being, invest in your mental and emotional well-being, because it matters. And you deserve to be okay. You deserve to be okay, and you deserve to heal from the things that you do and that you don't talk about. Whether you believe that or not, you do. You deserve it. So please allow yourself to have that and grant that to yourself, please. And then second to last, the little moments matter just as much or even more as the big ones. There are tiny moments that they accumulate and they just matter so much, you know, those little moments where people, you know, the people see you, you know, they make it clear that they've seen you. Little things where you just take care of yourself a bit more. You know, there's sometimes I've been like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit down. I'll light a candle and I'll immediately feel like my mood's been lifted a bit more. I'm like, you know what, it's a tiny thing, but it still had an impact and it still matters, because little things at the end of the day, they add up, and every single thing matters. I'll dive into that a bit deeper as well at some other points as well, but the little moments matter just as much or even more than the big ones, and that's okay. And then the last one is, joy is something you choose daily. Joy is not a feeling, it's a choice. It's something deeper than just feeling. You can feel happy, you can feel joyful, you can feel elated, but joy is something that you have to choose every single day. There's sometimes where I'm like, you know what, I'm going through a storm right now, I'm going through the most right now, but you know what, I'm still going to choose joy. I'm still going to choose to rejoice. Even though I'm going through the most right now, I'm still going to choose to spread love and to spread kindness and be kind, even though I'm going through the absolute most right now, because joy is a choice, not a feeling, not a reaction. That's how we be more intentional with our life and with our emotions and with how we treat others and how we treat ourselves. So yes, that is everything that I had to say. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have loved being back. This is the start of season 2. I'm still working on consistency. We're gonna see how it goes, but I'm so grateful for you guys tuning in, for you guys who've been supporting me. I see you guys. I promise you that I see you, and I appreciate you guys and I love you guys so much. Please do support the show, follow the social media accounts, you know, connect with me, talk with me. I love talking with you guys, you know. Give the show a rate, a review, helps it be pushed out there to so many more people. It's really quick, really simple, and I love to hear from you guys as well, and lots of feedback as well. I have some boxes as well where you can put dilemmas, Q&As, all that kind of stuff. Everything that you need will be in the description. And yes, you can even, some people choose to donate to the show because that's what basically helps me keep it running. So if you choose to, everything you need for that will be down in the description box, the show notes down below as well. And yeah, thank you so much for all of your love and support, you guys. I will hopefully talk to you next week. But if I don't, have a lovely week, you guys. I love you so much. And yes, until next time, let's keep aspiring to living a life of more joy with intention. See you guys. Love you.